Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Milan Boys podcast. If you're a new listener, you can follow us on all major platforms and listen to our podcast every Tuesday, every week to hear our takes. I'm here with Afe.
Hi.
How you? Hi,
Hi,
how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, what a week it has been. This weekend. No, it's because we're recording right now on Tuesday, and the previous week was
On Monday.
crazy. Yeah, it was a crazy week with the Super League fiasco and the two Milan losses in a week, two games in a row. One with Sassulo, where we lost 2-1, was it? And
Yes. And
yeah,
against
yes,
Lazio 3
yeah,
nil.
it was yesterday 3-0. Horrible defeats. So we're gonna talk about those two games and talk a little bit about the Super League because in the previous episode we talked about we thought the Super League might happen, but now, as we all know, it's finished. But we will give our thoughts about the Super League on this episode, and but we can start with the Sassuolo game. Uh, First, the lineup, which was a lot of Milan fans reacted to the lineup
I mean, it
with
was the usual lineup but
despite Meite.
Mate and Dalot played on the left because Theo was injured. And obviously
Yeah,
Zlatan is
and we
still
had
out.
yeah, yeah, and we had Calabria back that game
Yeah.
also. Then we played Tomori Kier, Calabria Dalot, Kessi Meite, Hakan Salamakers, Rebic, and Liao as a lone striker. What is
What shocked everyone was that Mate started instead of Tonali. So
yeah,
that was
but
something.
he never gave a explanation for that, right? Or
After the
did
game,
you?
no?
But what did you think about Mate's performance? I mean, I didn't think he was
He was not
that.
the worst,
No, he was
but
definitely not the worst game. Yeah, at times he was winning the ball and he looked great at some aspects of the game. Uh, but sometimes, as Mate, he does some questionable passes and
yeah, but
stuff like
we
that.
started the game good. We controlled the game up until the two substitution that Pioli made that really changed the game, and they scored two late goals.
Yeah, exactly. Because Hakan scored in the 30th minute by assist by Salamakers, and he scored a beautiful goal.
Yeah,
So we were up. So it was a shock that the end result would be that we lost the game when we were up 1-0 until the 75th minute. And
yeah,
they,
we were
yeah,
up to 1-0, and it was clear that Pioli tried to defend the last 30 minutes of the game, defend a 1-0 lead, and he took out two of our best, strongest attackers,
yeah,
and
and
took in
also,
Krunic, more defensive lineup.
yeah, he brought in Krunic instead of Hakan. I thought Hakan and Rebic were the two of the best players that game. And Krunic came in and Mandzukic came in instead of them two. But also, I hate on the guy sometimes, but I thought Salamakers was kind of good that game also.
Yeah.
Um,
Then he
yeah, I
took
mean,
in at the last minutes of the game. He took in Castillo, Brahim Diaz, and Kalulu.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He made
a lot of
really late substitution. We were down 2-1, and it took a while until.
yeah until they made the substitutions. It was that's what people reacted on the substitutions, which was I can understand them that it was like why didn't he bring in Hauge
Yeah,
and why may take in Krunic and take out Hakan and Mandzukic. I don't know, but that guy he hasn't done anything. Uh,
except
yeah, I
for that
mean,
one time he dodged the ball, and
yeah, he dodged the ball.
that's his highlight of the season.
Yeah, and Brahim Diaz came in. I mean, he didn't do anything. I can't even rate him.
None of the substitution really did anything. none of the
Yeah,
bench players.
but the talk of the game was after the game. A lot of people talked about Pioli, the substitutions, and Liao's performance. What did you think about him?
I mean, he played his usual self. I mean, the last months he has been pretty lazy, and it's like he's not even trying. And I
Yeah,
can
and
see that
also
he's playing in the wrong position. So,
exactly
but
that's
still,
one.
he needs
Yeah,
to work harder.
yeah.
And
We all know he has the talent, but he shows no fight, um, and that's the problem with him. But it's not his position. But then again, who should Pioli have played in that position when he doesn't have Zlatan? He
Mandzukic
doesn't.
is terrible.
Yeah, Mandzukic is terrible. We saw that on the Lazio game, and I mean, we don't have the squad depth, and that's one of the things that has making us fallen. That has made us fall from the top. The squad depth, because when you look at the teams like for example Inter, they have a great squad depth. So no matter if they miss a player, they have a good replacement. If we are missing Zlatan,
We have
we don't have a
no,
good replacement for him,
yeah.
and he has been missing a lot this season, and that's one of the problems. But yeah, so that was a loss. It's I mean, it wasn't it was a shock because we were up 1-0, but it wasn't really a shock because it's a home game, and we're
Mhm.
being terrible at home. But yeah, still that we
It was a shock because it looked like we were gonna win the game, but
yeah, and they
those
scored two
last
goals.
10 minutes and really turned the games upside down.
Yeah, exactly. And the Sassuolo player that scored against us,
He just came in and scored like 2 goals.
exactly, and he's an Inter supporter.
Yeah.
He said that he did it for Inter, which even that's like putting salt on a wound, hurt even a bit more. But yeah, I mean, who is your flop of the match if you could pick one, and who's the man of the match for you?
Flop, I would go with Pioli as a coach because of the substitution and how we played as a team, how we lined up, and but mostly because of the substitution, late substitution. We tried to defend at the last 30 minutes when we were just 1-0 up.
Mm,
It, when he did not bring in Hauge, but he instead bring in Kalulu or Krunic or these types of players
yeah,
in
but if you could,
Castillo.
pick
A
so
player.
the flop a player. So the flop of the match for you total was Pioli,
Mm.
but the
Of
players.
player, I could go with Liao.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah. I
one.
mean, I agree with you. With as a player, I pick Liao. I thought he. I mean, he didn't do anything. He had the wrong mentality, and has been showing this wrong mentality for a lot of games. But yeah, I would also pick Liao, and I agree with you that the flop of the match, I would probably pick Pioli too, because of the late substitutions, which were very questionable.
And for man, I mean, it's hard to pick a man of the match. So, I mean, Hakan scored a beautiful goal so just because of that, maybe. But I'm
He
not
was the
sure.
best of he was the best offensive player for us that game.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that's why it didn't really make sense when he brought him out also. But
And I remember he gave a good ball to Liao, who missed the opportunity. So,
yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. Man of the match also Hakan. It was hard to pick one, but it's him. And Salamakers, I thought it was decent, and I'm very critical of him. But I mean, as a player, he was one of the best ones in our team. Yeah, I mean, we can. I think we can move on to the Lazio game because that one is the one that really pisses me off.
and it's more fresh on the mind. It was just like we
Exactly.
saw it yesterday.
Yeah, we saw the game yesterday, and it was. I mean, what was that? 3-0. We dropped to the fifth place because of this game. it's a must. It was a must win for us. Even the Sassuolo game was a must win for us. And but let's talk about the lineup
We
first.
went with this almost the same lineup, but Mandzukic instead of Liao and Benacer instead of Meite. And Hernandez, yeah. Hernandez
Yeah,
instead
I mean,
of Dalot. So 3 changes.
yeah, and if you look at the lineup, I think none of the Milan fans really, I mean, mostly would not have a before the game. If you just look at the lineup, let's not think about the result. It looks like the best lineup he could have
Yeah,
picked.
because if
Maybe,
you switch Mandzukic and Zlatan, that's our
yeah,
best lineup.
exactly.
That's our first lineup.
So this is the best lineup that Pioli could have picked for the game. Maybe like Mandzukic, Liao, both are trash um, at the moment, and Mandzukic has always been trash. He hasn't even performed good in. I haven't seen him be good in even one Milan game. But I mean, he got maybe he received a lot of criticism last game because he started Liao, so he wanted to switch things up and play Mandzukic, and he did that. So the lineup for me, I don't really have a problem with that. Really, I think Benacer, yeah, I mean, it was a for me it was a good lineup, but the result is shocking. So what happened?
We can see it after 2 minutes.
Yeah, we were close to score at the beginning.
Yeah,
Also,
after like 30 seconds, Hakan had the opportunity from the outside of the box, but
yeah,
they were the better team. They created more chances and they scored one goal that was ruled offside at the end of
yeah,
the first half.
I thought they would also like remove one of their
I thought
another goal.
they were gonna remove the second goal. Yeah,
Yeah, because they
because of the
checked it
foul
on the
on
VAR.
Hakan.
Yeah,
And I saw Pioli talk about that at the end of the game.
what did he say?
He said the referee made a mistake. That's why we lost. Something like that. Not exactly like that, but something in that.
Yeah,
Try to blame the referee for the loss.
I mean, I don't agree with him on that. Yeah, it was Milan. The players, they didn't perform. Um,
Nah,
what?
and
Yeah.
another bad defensive game by Tomori and Kier. I mean,
What has happened?
these last games, especially
Yeah,
Tomori, these last 3 games, he had made
yeah. He has
mistakes that
made
led to goal.
costly mistakes. Yeah, exactly. And this game, he had a duel with Correa.
Who scores
Uh,
2 goals?
yeah, it was the second goal, I think. He was
He went past him.
he yeah, but yeah, it's kind of worrying seeing Tomori, which we all Milan fans has been praising, and we've been saying like I hope we buy him from Chelsea, and he has been performing like this for the last 3 games. It's worrying, but yeah, I mean I don't know. Kieran Tomori has been
They have played together
kind of
for like
shaky.
10 games now, but they have yet to get a clean sheet together.
Yeah, but now that Romangoli is back, what do you think? Like
I don't think we
who
should
should play
play with
for?
Kier and Tomori anymore. I mean, 10 games, no clean sheet.
Who
These
should
last 3 games, one of them should be for the next game. One of them should be benched for Romangoli.
who do you think should be the one that's uh, gonna be on the bench?
I'm
If
not
you're gonna
sure.
pick Tomori or Kier,
I
who's
mean,
gonna
before
Romangoli?
these last 3 games, Tomori was really good. So, but Kier, he's not. Kier has also been pretty bad as well. So
Mm,
it's hard to choose which one, but
yeah,
one of them.
yeah, and I mean, let's start with Donnarumma for the Lazio game. I don't really blame him for any of the goals that he conceded. I think it was the defender's fault. He made a few stops also um, early in the game.
But I think he has not been as good as he used to be.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, he hasn't proven that he's worth the money he's
The
asking for.
12 million he's asking.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about a little bit about Donnarumma after the game because he I saw a video of him smiling with Reina
Yeah, after the game.
after the game, and he was the captain that game for us.
Mm.
But yeah, but I don't really think for this game I don't really blame him, even though I'm kind of pissed off at his attitude. I thought Hernandez he wasn't really at fault at anything for the back either. Or
I
what did
mean,
you what did you think?
I think Tomori and Kier were the two players that was most at fault
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
goals. For the goals, and
Yeah.
we really conceded 4 goals, but one was ruled out,
Mm, yeah.
and they hit the post once or twice.
Yeah, with the Immobile chip.
Yeah,
Mm. And also, what did you think about
I
the
think
midfield?
I think of our 4 defenders, Calabria were the better one of the
Yeah,
4.
yeah.
Especially going forward, he made a couple of good. Of the midfield, um,
What has happened to Benacer?
Benacer made a mistake for the first, but it's
He
not
hasn't been
half
really
mistake.
showing his like the Benacer we fell in love with.
Mm.
Ever since he came back from his injury, he hasn't really shown. So that's why maybe Tonali should be the one starting next to Kessie.
Yeah, until
Um,
Benacer can prove himself again and
yeah, because he's
deserve that.
struggling. He's
Yeah,
struggling in the midfield. He lost the ball a lot of times during that
Kessie
game.
almost scored at the end, but he didn't either have a good game. None of them really had.
But I
I mean,
thought
I
Kessie
think the
was.
best player on
Mm,
for Milan was Salamakers.
yeah,
I know one thing bad about him this game was that he was so unselfish. He always tried to pass at every opportunity.
mm,
Whenever he got the ball, instead of taking the shot himself, he tried to pass it.
yeah, and
But
that was one of the things. Like, why did Pioli bring him out in the 63rd
but
minute
he
and
was the
brought
only
in?
one that was trying and was running around and trying to create something. He was the only player.
Yeah, and he brought who was Prime Diaz came in.
Uh, yeah, Diaz
Yeah,
and Liao came in instead of Mandzukic
mm,
and Salamakers.
yeah. I mean, Mandzukic he had a few chances also to score, but
Mm.
man, what a game!
Hakan played like he always played, pretty bad. Usual as of late, he has been shockingly bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's always like one of the players that's always involved in our chances in our attack.
Yeah, because he's the number 10. That's where our
Yeah,
most of the chances are going through from him.
mm,
He's the most
yeah. I mean,
important role, but he's not really playing like he used to.
yeah, he hasn't, and that's. I mean, a lot of players haven't had the same form as they had when we were in the first half of the season.
Mm. I remember that game against Lazio last year.
When
When we won in
yeah,
the
the who was it? The Theo had
Theo scored in the last second.
last. Yeah, that was crazy.
That's a whole different Milan than the one that's playing today,
Mm,
yesterday.
yeah. Who
I
was
mean,
your yeah?
that
What?
Milan, if that Milan was playing against this Milan, they would have won 5-0.
But we didn't win.
I
It
mean,
was a shaky
if
game.
last year's Milan, I mean, I'm not just talking about the game. I mean, last year's Milan played against this Milan.
Mm.
It's a whole different team. How we play,
Yeah, I know.
that's how far we have fallen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, we were first in the table then we became second, then Atlanta became second, and we became third, and now we're fifth. So the
We're fifth
champions,
by goal difference. We have the same amount of points
yeah,
as
but if you
Juventus and
our
Napoli.
but our schedule is one of the toughest.
Yeah,
So
but
that's the thing.
technically we're ahead of Napoli because in Serie A they count head to head, but that's only after the season has ended. So
Yeah.
right now we are ahead of Napoli, so we are fourth in head to
But
head.
I looked at the Napoli games. They have a lot. They
They
have
have the
easy
easiest
games.
game,
They have the easiest schedule.
and they are on best form.
Yeah, they aren't. Yeah, exactly. Gattuso has probably saved his job. I think he's gonna stay.
And Lazio has one game less than everyone else.
Mm,
So if they win, they are only 2 points behind.
yeah, the teams with the hardest schedule was Milan and Juventus.
Yeah,
So hopefully Juventus can fall and we can take their top four. But we'll see. I mean, but who was the man of the match or flop of the match for you this game?
flop goes to Pioli again, and for man goes to Salamakers.
Yeah, and the reason for you picking Pioli for the flop against Lazio.
And he's the manager again. Wrong substitution. No Hauge again. I mean, last game he played was against Sampdoria. That was 5 games ago, and he came in and changed that game and turned the game around and won and drew the game for us. Was the man of the match that game. Then after that, he has not played a single minute.
Yeah,
Instead,
I
we have
mean,
seen Brahim Diaz and
I
Castillejo
don't
and
understand the Hauge
Krunic.
thing. I don't understand the Hauge thing because they say they don't want to loan him out and he's in our plans, but why doesn't he play? It's kind of weird. Yeah, so flop of the match Pioli and man of the match. Yeah, you said
Salamakers.
Salamakers. Yeah, I agree with the man of the match Salamakers, but flop of the match, I think. I mean, third games in a row he has made a mistake. Tomori.
Tomori. Oh, yeah. If I have to
Yeah,
pick a player, then I go with Tomori.
yeah, either Tomori or Benacer because I didn't really see not a single good thing from him. Yeah, I mean, what a depressing episode. I hate talking about stuff like this, like just bringing like talk about
but
losses.
but it's not as depressing as last week, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, at the Super League thing, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the last episode we said, and I said that we'll see what happens. This thing came as a shock on a Monday. It could easily go away on a Tuesday, and it went away after 48 hours. It's the biggest fiasco tournament I've seen. I
9 of the
mean,
12 teams left.
yeah, it started with all the English teams left. Chelsea's fans started protesting. I mean, then City was the first team to leave. I think. Then
Officially, yeah.
yeah, officially, and then everyone left. Every English team left.
Then
And Milan,
Atletico and Inter left. Then
yeah,
Milan left.
yeah, Milan was one of the last teams standing.
Barcelona and Real Madrid have not come out with a statement yet. Neither have Juventus, really. I mean, if you read their
So
statement, it's not. They
they're
don't say if they are left or not.
I mean, Perez says that every team is still in it. I mean, but he's crazy.
He says a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of it, we can laugh at it because nothing happened, and I mean, the fans spoke. The football was saved because, yeah, we all know, all the fans in the world know that UEFA and FIFA has their problems, but the thing that they were trying to bring to the table, that's totally against every tradition. I mean, the leagues would be ruined. The Champions League.
It was totally against competition and sport.
Yeah, yeah, they wanted
I
to
mean,
have the American circus like they have over there. Um, but yeah,
they wanted to turn this to a Netflix soap opera merchandise.
Yeah, have Beyonce performing at the halftime. You know,
A Super Bowl every game.
yeah, like a Super Bowl every game. You know, I don't want to see I don't think any Milan fan wants to see that. I mean, unless you're just a casual supporter and you want to watch big games. But if you watch big games every week, then it's not special anymore. You have to work hard. You have to challenge
You have to
yourself to
deserve
meet
that
these.
spot.
Yeah, you have to
I mean,
deserve that spot. If
look
we
at
don't
how Milan is playing right now. We don't deserve to play in a competition.
exactly,
Lazio is better than us.
yeah,
Atalanta is better than us.
yeah, and it's like the fight for the top four. Even though I really really want Milan to be in top four, but if we don't, if and another team takes our place, I mean they deserved it.
Yeah, they take the
with
place because they are better than us. And
yeah,
that
exactly,
creates the better competition where the best teams play. If we
yeah,
play in the Champions League, we're not the best team.
yeah,
We
and
last in the group, and
then we have only ourselves to blame, and then we can point finger. Who is to blame? Whose fault is it? Is it the manager? Is it the player? Which player? I mean, and we this discussion we will probably have uh, later on when the season is finished because it. I mean, to be honest, it looks like we're not getting a Champions League. It's more likely that we'll not get a Champions League spot right now than get one. If I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know how you feel, but I think right now, as everything, the schedule we have, the games we have left, and where we are, how many points we have, it's to me, it's more likely that we'll miss out on the Champions League spot the way we are playing at the moment, unless something really crazy happens and the players start turning up for the games. But I don't know. Do you think right now? Do you think we can get the Champions League spot? Because
it's only 5 games left, and everything can happen. Just
yeah, anything can happen. Of course.
All the teams have almost the same amount of points, so it's not just us who have to win. I mean, if Napoli mess up, if Juventus mess up more than us, then we're in, even if we do not perform.
But then we have to also consider the fact that we're gonna win, and we have Benevento the next game, but then after that it's Juventus, and it's gonna be a tough game for us because that's two teams that really want to win the game. Milan wants to win the game, and Juventus really wants to win that game. It's very important for both teams.
Yeah.
And then we have Torino after that, and they're also tough to beat.
The last game of the season is Atalanta.
And the last game is Atalanta. And Atalanta is very scary to
maybe that will be an important game between Atalanta and Milan. The winner goes to the Champions League. That would be crazy.
I hope it's not going to come to that because Atalanta, I'm really scared of them at the moment. I mean, look at how they crush their opponents. It's really scary. Yeah, so I mean, for me, it doesn't look bright at the moment. We have a tough schedule, but if we don't get top 4, what do you think Milan should do?
We should keep. You mean with Pioli or?
I mean, overall? With the team, what do you think?
We should keep with the same plan Maldini has. Try to buy young players and improve the positions that we're not as good at. And Pioli, if we do not get a top 4 finish, he definitely needs to leave.
Definitely needs to leave. I agree with that. And if we don't get a top 4, I mean, this season has been a failure. If we get a top 4, that's what we all...
Yeah, if you don't get a top 4, it's the same as last season.
Exactly.
But last season we were bad in the first half and good in the second half. This season we were good in the first half and bad in the second.
Yeah, but I mean, with Gattuso we were 1 point away from getting a Champions League spot. If I'm correct. Yeah, I think 1 point away from getting a Champions League spot. So that's like
that's the closest to Champions League we have.
That's the closest, and we'll see how it turns out this season. But I mean, in the January 2021, January the 23rd, we were winter champions. in February, the 8th of February, we were still in the first place. In the 16th of February, we dropped to the second place. And now, April 23rd, still second place, but April 26th, we fall to the fifth place. I mean, it's this season, the last, I mean, the second part of the season has been really, really sucky for us Milan fans. Really terrible. And I
Yeah,
don't know, I mean, because we're going to blame someone at the end. A lot of people talk about it's Pioli's fault. I mean, some say it's the players. What do you think?
I mean, it's a mix of everything, but Pioli is the coach. I mean, to have fallen this drastically from last season to where we are now, I can only blame Pioli for that,
Yeah,
for the most
because
part.
the first part of the season we had an amazing start, and nobody really expected us to be number one. Not even us.
Yeah, we were overachieving or playing better than
And
we ever
with the
expected.
yeah, exactly. And with the players we had, that was also very shocking. That how can this team be
This
number one?
young team with new players, and
Yeah, but then the
none of them
injuries
have ever
came.
played in the Champions League. Like most of them haven't
Exactly.
played a single Champions League game.
Yeah, we were unstoppable. We were the only team left in Europe that
And
hadn't had a
even with injuries, we always seem to get points and win
yeah.
last season.
But then when the injuries kept coming, and the players, I think it's a mix between injuries, tiredness, a little bit of bad luck, and some players have stopped performing, and Pioli's tactics may has been caught on by other teams, um,
Mm,
and we have been a total failure at home.
yeah,
In the first round, in the first part of the season, we got 46 points, I think. Now it's 20 points, something like that, so far.
if we only count 2020 this year, and we only count the away games or the home games, we will be in the relegation zone. If we only
Yeah,
count the home games
yeah,
for Milan, we will be, yeah. And but if we only count the away games the entire season, we will be first in the league. That's how good we have been
yeah.
away.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, if we don't get top four, it's a lot. So they have to answer a lot of questions, like because uh, I don't know, but we don't have squad depth, and that's one of the things that's been worrying me. Even at the beginning of the season, when the season started, I have always been like skeptical of only having Zlatan. But then I shut my mouth when he started to play good, and I mean everything it ran perfectly. We were winning games, but
Mm.
right now also this because would you say this is a Ibra project like Cristiano is to to Juventus? They call it the CR7 project. Would you say this Milan team after Gattuso with Pioli when Zlatan, this is the Milan after the 5-0 loss to Atlanta? This is the
Mm.
this is the Ibra project. Because I see it as that way. That this is the Ibra project right now.
Yeah, but we are trying to buy young players. I mean, we changed the squad. Um,
But that's one of the things. Like we should have at the beginning of the transfer window in the summer last year, we should have bought a striker that can play, that's not injury prone, and that can play.
yeah, we thought Liao would be that striker,
Yeah,
but he
but
has.
still, if we would have, but still, we should have bought someone that's. We saw that Liao is not the one in the first part of this half of the season. We
Mm.
went for Mandzukic.
Yeah, but
That's one
he
of the.
was better in the first half of the season at playing as a striker. He scored against Sassulo and other teams.
Yeah, but we were happy that we were going to get a striker. And when we heard the Mandzukic name, we didn't really think about, yeah, he hasn't been playing for a long time. We thought about, yeah, Mandzukic, last time we saw him at Juventus, yeah, it was good.
Mm.
So he's probably going to be, he has experience in Serie A. He's going to score, blah, blah, blah. But he didn't. He has been also a failure.
Mm.
If we manage to, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that, do you think if we don't get top four, do you think it was a mistake for Milan to get rid of Gattuso?
Gattuso was like how many years ago? After Gattuso, we got Gianpaolo. Then
Yeah, and that was a total failure.
mm.
But because
Maybe because
I'm seeing how Napoli's playing right now, and how he is. I
Gattuso
think,
is really defensive coach, but he usually gets the points. And even with Napoli, I've changed the way they have played.
yeah,
With Sarri, they used to attack more. They still attack, but not in the same way. They do not play in the same way that they used to play.
yeah. I don't know, man. Either way,
Yeah,
if
maybe
we don't,
Gattuso deserved another season because his last season we were just 1 point from Champions League, 1 point
yeah,
from fourth and third place.
yeah, and if we get below that, if we don't get Champions League spot, then we're like 4 points away from the Champions League spot. That it's been a worse season, even though we were winter champion. But that doesn't mean anything. At the end, it's the end result that matters.
Mm.
And if the end result is worse than what we had during 2019, I mean that's not a leap forward. That's a leap backwards. And we have spent a lot of money on some players that was supposed to bring us glory, was supposed to bring us to the Champions League. Zlatan being one of them. That's what I'm saying. Like, is a 40-year-old worth 7 million euros that doesn't even play?
I mean, he's
And is
he's our
yeah,
best player, so guess
he's our best player, but he doesn't play.
I heard
So
his latest contract is depends on how much he plays. That's how much he's gonna make. So if he plays more than 20 games, gonna make more. If he plays more than 10 games, gonna make less.
yeah, that's good
So
because right now it isn't like that.
no,
But that's good that they now they have evaluated, they have seen that this guy he can't really play for a full
every single
season.
game. That's why we
They
need
can
another striker.
That's why, yeah, we need a real striker that can play like Lukaku is to Inter, like
Mm.
Ronaldo is to Juventus, like Immobile is to uh, Lazio. We need a real striker that can be there every game, because it's like I'm seeing Zlatan more in the bench watching the games than I see him on the field, and they should have thought about that before the game, before the season started. But he's not only. I don't
but
really.
they did not even expect him to miss this many games
But that's common knowledge.
because last season,
39
last
year,
season he played
39.
last season when he came in the winter transfer, and he played every single game almost. Then after the summer, got injured, and he came back and he got injured again.
But to rely an entire
Yeah,
attack on a 39-year-old, it's foolish. And I mean,
and we also had more faith in Liao
yeah,
and
of course we
Rebic
have
to
more faith
take
in
that
him.
spot, but both of them have been disappointing as forwards.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. At the end, I think if we don't get top four, Pioli most definitely has to leave, and then we have to look at good coaches that can come in.
Mm.
And right now, I mean, who is even available? I don't know, but that's. I
Mourinho.
mean, I don't know, man. Mourinho, he's like he's living on his name a little bit.
And Mourinho,
He's
I
he's
believe
li-
he's an Inter fan. because he won the
Yeah,
Champions
yeah,
League
yeah,
with them. He's not going to join Milan.
yeah, and he's living on past achievements. I mean, yeah, what did he do in Tottenham? I
What
don't
can
think,
anyone do in Tottenham? And they haven't won a trophy in like over 10 years,
but Pochettino
15
at
years.
least, he brought them
Pochettino
to
won nothing in
champ,
Tottenham.
but at least he brought them to a Champions League final. That's crazy. Tottenham being in Champions League final, but yeah, I don't know. I don't want Mourinho. I hope we can. If we don't get top four, we can get. But if we get top four, I don't think we should switch coach. Even though
Even if
Pioli
it's
had
just 1 point or by head-to-head stats.
no, I don't think we should because we should now. I think yes, Pioli may have made some questionable substitutions, some games, stuff like that. But what he achieved in the first half of the season with the players he had, imagine we getting a striker that can play for the full season. That's not injured all the time. Imagine we having a replacement for Hakan when Hakan is playing shit. Imagine having a great center back duo that performs because it's not just Pioli's fault. Some people just it's Pioli's fault, but the players have been playing shit. Some of the players have been way worse. It's not like Pioli has told them, play worse than what you did last half of the season. I mean, they're also to blame. Yeah, like you said, Donnarumma hasn't really been also the same, and a lot of the players have been like this.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one I think at the end of the season, if we don't get top four, I will clap for him. It's Kessie, and he's one of the that
He and
hasn't.
Calabria are basically the only two that are good for the most part. Almost every
they
single
haven't
game.
had a bad. I mean, they haven't have a bad game.
And Zlatan when he plays.
When he plays, but when
but
he plays,
barely plays. Play like
but he barely
70
plays.
games this season. 17 games.
That's nothing for a team that wants that relies on him.
Milan have played 33 games in Serie A. He has played 17.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Where the next game is against Benevento.
They're a relegation team, so we should win.
Do they have a chance of not being in the relegation? So yeah, they do.
In the relegation.
So they have 31 points in Cagliari,
and Torino also has 31. So if they, they need to win.
So it's a very important game for them as well. But this is a must-win for us.
And it's against Inzaghi's team.
Exactly. But the funny thing is, they were playing against Lazio this month, but they managed to score 3 goals against them. But they conceded 5. But I mean, as you know, it's scary. They won against Juventus, so you never know. I hope we can win this. It's a must-win. If we don't win Benevento game, I think it's over.
They have the 3rd worst defense in Serie A, and the 2nd worst attack. If you look at how many goals they have scored and conceded.
Yeah. So, what are your predictions for this game?
I heard that Zlatan is back, so
yeah, of course he's going to start. He has to start. We can't rely on Mandzukic and Leao as a striker.
We will have almost all of our players back. So we'll play the same lineup we played against Lazio probably, but switch Mandzukic with Zlatan.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's how Pioli will line up.
Yeah, I think also we're going to play that lineup, but Zlatan instead of Mandzukic. What's your prediction for the game?
2-0 Milan.
Okay. I'm going to say 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah. We're kind of shaky now. It's gonna be probably. It's not. I don't think it's gonna be an easy game for us,
I
but
mean,
I
if you
hope it
lose
is.
this game, then it's definitely over.
Yeah, if we lose the game, it's definitely over because then we have Atlanta
Juventus, then
and
at the end of the
Juventus.
season, Atalanta.
Yeah. So, but and also one thing we can talk about before. Oh, we can talk about the Donnarumma thing. What did you think about him? Like as a
At the end of
cap
the game, when he
at the end of
smiled,
the game against Lazio, we've lost 3-0,
yeah.
and he's the one that's captain for the team,
He
and
also had a bad game. He was captain
he's smiling over there in the middle of the field, not discreetly in the tunnels or something like that.
with a
I mean,
former
if you're
Milan
gonna,
player, Reina.
yeah, in front of the cameras.
Mm.
What did you think about? Did you
He could have
do
gone to the
you?
locker room and do that instead, but and he knows that he's in the middle of a transfer situation. He knows
Yeah,
our eyes are on him, but
yeah. I mean, it's been a lot of talk
after a
about him.
3-0 loss as well.
Yeah, I mean, right now, are you on the what kind?
I
Are
think
you
if
to?
I,
Yeah,
I think if we renew him, I think we should sell him as soon in next season. If we renew him for a couple of years, I think we should sell him with the right price because I don't think he's a player that
yeah, yeah. I've lost all
I'm not
res.
a fan of him.
Yeah, I've lost all respect for him now. I don't care. He.
I don't
I
think these
hope he
kinds of
doesn't.
players should be captains, and
Yeah, exactly. And I don't hope he goes for free. I hope
renew him, then sell
we
him
do
with
renew him
the
and
right
sell him, get
price.
some money for him. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's a lot of talk that Juventus wants him. He can go wherever the fuck he wants to go. I don't care. Just get the fuck out of the team. He's acting like a literal rat.
every time
Uh,
he tries to renew a contract, the
yeah, he
same
does
things
this
happen.
bullshit. He doesn't love he doesn't love Milan. The kisses he makes on the badge are fake. He's not a
Mm.
Milan supporter. He's a fake. He's a little sneaky little rat that thinks. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. Right now, I'm fed up with him. He can go, and he can take his miserable bum ass brother with him.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we have to look for a goalkeeper in the summer. But
I saw that we were looking to the Lille goalkeeper from France
yeah, I heard that too.
for 15 million.
I mean, there's they're first or second in the League One, so
Mm.
obviously he has been good. I haven't seen any highlights or anything, but yeah, but
Didn't
he's
we
gonna
play
work out.
against him?
There's a lot of good goalkeepers.
Didn't Milan
Hmm?
play against Lille in the Europa League?
Yeah, yeah, we were in the same group.
Yeah, they won
They
against
won
us
against
3
us.
0 I think. Then
Yeah,
we drew in the next game.
mm, yeah, and also yeah, we will see how the Donnarumma thing plays out. I think we're gonna find out soon though. It's getting really close now because
Mm.
the it hasn't. I mean, it's like Raiola is firm on the 12 million thing, and Milan are doesn't want to offer more than like 7 plus 1 million in bonus or something like that.
Mm.
But I think we're gonna find out soon. But one thing though, like the Super League thing, a lot of fans have been protesting against the club owners and some of the most important people at the club. You know, we saw that I was gonna say Mandzukic. We saw that Manchester United fired their chairman or something like that.
Yeah, Ed Woodward, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And a lot of fans have been speaking out against these key people at the clubs. I mean, not right now. People, it was a protest for Arsenal fans. They want Kroenke out. What do you think about Milan? Like
With Gazidis and the
with
owners.
Gazidis, yeah. Do you think, or who do you think was behind this decision that to
It's
make the super?
Gazidis' job to make these kind of business decisions. So he's the
Yeah,
person, and Elliot is the one who gives the final okay.
Yeah, because Maldini came out and said that
Yeah, Maldini is just a transfer man guy,
yeah, he
so
didn't even know about this.
he's
He
not
said,
part of
I
that
don't, yeah,
group.
he also said it that I don't even, they didn't tell me.
Yeah,
And
just like the managers of all these teams, Klopp, and they didn't knew. They found out just like the people found out.
yeah, exactly.
And Maldini even stopped Gazidis to talk with the players that day.
Yeah. So, as a Milan fan, knowing that Gazidis was behind this decision, and what do you think?
I think I think he should leave, just like all the other people who has been behind this decision for all the other clubs.
Yeah, I think also. I mean, I'm not a
I mean,
fan of him now because that just by doing this, you show that you don't care about the fans, you don't
yeah,
care about the club, and if we Arsenal fans kind of warned us about him because he is being a snake, being like this,
and that he
and they
went behind Maldini's back and the managers and everyone, the fans' back.
yeah,
Did not even consult anyone,
yeah. So I think he most
and
definitely
it's
he
not the
should leave.
first time he has went behind Maldini's back. Remember that year when Ragnick was gonna come? He even went behind Maldini's back then.
Mm.
Maldini did not know anything about Ragnick, and Pioli didn't know anything, but he was trying to make a deal with Ragnick while Pioli and Maldini were working, all behind their backs. So it's not the first time he has been a rat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I want him out also out of the team. That's he's let's get out of him out of the club before he poisons the club more, like
Mhm.
he did with Arsenal, because he was there for a lot of years and he poisoned the club from the inside, and now they're still struggling from the stupid mistakes and decisions he made.
Mm.
So I really hope that.
And Milan fans are still struggling with the Fortnite decision he made. So
Yeah, because he what did he do? He made a Fortnite decision that they gonna Fortnite players can have our skin in the game, and signed us to Rock Nation. But those things I don't really have that much of a problem with.
that's okay. That just
But this Super League thing, that's no, he has no excuse for that, and he should leave. So
mm.
I'm on a Gazidis train, Gazidis out train right now.
And with Elliot, I don't know how much they were involved. If so,
I
I'm
don't
not
think they were
sure about
involved
Elliot yet.
that much. They probably Gazidis probably told them, yeah, we're gonna receive this much every season if we just sign this. We're gonna, and Elliot
Mm.
were like, yeah, if the contract says so, I mean, sign it. So they don't really, but I don't really blame them. They're not
Mm.
that much into the sport.
And they are just a hedge fund. It's not like
Yeah,
one
there's just a hedge
person who
fund.
makes
Yeah,
all the decision. Yeah,
yeah. At least the thing about some Arsenal fans, or they know that maybe Kroenke is here to stay forever. Maybe the Glazers for the United fans are here to stay forever. But as
but good
we,
news with Arsenal fans was that
yeah,
lately
Spotify,
Spotify
but
wants to sign
yeah,
Arsenal
yeah, they want to buy Arsenal,
by
but that
Arsenal.
means Kroenke has to sell. But I don't think Kroenke will sell. But the
Mm.
thing about our owners are that Elliot will probably sell Milan in the next few years,
Mm.
because the way their company works is that they take over a company that has been struggling. They they balance the books. They make the
Make
company
profit and sell it.
make profit and then sell it for a much more expensive
Mm.
price. So I think they're not here to stay. But I think they have good intentions right now to make us be
Com-
profitable. And how
yeah,
are we going to be profitable? To be profitable as a football club, you have to play good on the field. You have to get results.
yeah.
But so Champions League is a priority for them, and maybe a lot of people are going to get fired if you don't get top four.
Mm.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Um, yeah. Do you have anything to say?
Mm,
Anything else
no.
we forgot to mention?
No, hopefully next week we have more positive things to talk about.
Yeah, hopefully we can talk about a win and talk about other teams losing. So we're back in the top four again.
Hopefully we win and Napoli, Juventus, all of them lose next
Yeah, that
this
would be crazy.
weekend.
I hope that happens. Yeah, man, but I think that's about it for this episode. And as always, Forza Milan.
Forza Milan.
We'll see you next week. Bye.